And thanks for joining us on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television AIT. Welcome to the Signature Show. I'm Wabuze Njoku. And in this edition of the program, let us see what we have on the menu. New variant of COVID-19. Why are some Nigerians still hesitant in getting vaccinated? The hard drugs pandemic. Who will save this our country, Nigeria? President Muhammadu Buhari rejects direct primaries for political parties, returns bill to the National Assembly. Prediction that Nigeria is a failed state. Is it enemy prediction or a call to arms to save Nigeria? Plus, thugs as revenue collectors, and of course, corruption theory. If you shift from your chair, you miss some items on this juicy continental menu. All you do, stay with us. When the issues matter and the need to know matters.
The chief of staff of Nigeria couldn't go to his village because it was being occupied by Boko Haram.
Politicians and political parties have massively used money to buy votes and to change the course of electoral direction.
You will also remember the very APC itself set up a Rufai committee recommending restructuring doesn't mean anything. Go back to federalism.
Or the fun and the fair to relieve everyday care.
Life is a riddle, my son. The land bled when Uvorawen was put in shackles. Heaven wept when Saruwiwa was laid to rest.
Everything comes with the Judge Tufoni. Everything comes with who I am.
The Signature Show, your show that matters, on AIT every Sunday at 2 p.m. A youth corps member posted to our organization and another young girl seeking internship have absconded because I told them that to work in this organization, you must get vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, both children, one a university graduate and the second one a prospective graduate, said their parents are against vaccination. Of course, I have no stomach for health arguments that are not informed by science, so I let both of them go away. But then, one of my own permanent staff who has got vaccinated said, Oga, only God protects. And that is the attitude of many Nigerians of all ranks and enlightenment levels. But please, what is wrong with you helping God to protect you? Because heaven helps those who help themselves. That is why Nigerians must support the federal government's policy to bar all those workers who have not vaccinated or who refuse to do so from their offices. The government must go a step further to enforce a total ban on all unvaccinated people trying to do business in government offices. No Nigerian has a right to choose suicide or mass murder because not getting vaccinated amounts to a choice to kill yourself or others whom you can infest with the virus. I'm talking about choosing death or self-destruction. Please take a look at these video clips.
He was for Kenny for. He was for Kenny for.
Mr. Lee. Allah. What did the chef draw?
Yes!
Allah. Eba mi tota mi na.
Sample!
Oh, okay.
Na yanu David tuna. Lolo. Omo Lolo. Omo.
Omo.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Jesus Christ.
If Nigerian authorities do not realize it, let me tell us this Sunday that our future as a nation is under attack. For regulators and law enforcement agents who take money but allowing hard drugs to enter Nigeria, let it be known to them that their own children will become victims of this drug pandemic, destroying our youths. It will either be that their children will join the hard drugs fad, which has caught up even in our schools and higher institutions, or they become victims of the crime so freely and regularly being committed by these youths hooked on drug. It also bears stating that the US, Indonesia, Malaysia, some progressive Islamic countries, and China all make it a capital offense to bring in hard drugs into their countries, or they tighten their borders. But international drug barons are seeking out new markets. Now, Nigeria, with a large population of unemployed, illiterate, and disillusioned young persons, and very porous borders, seems to have become the destination of choice for these people. We must do something before drugs take our future away from us. This is the Signature Show on AIT. We take a break and return shortly. Please stay with us. Now, when the National Assembly included direct primaries in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, just the way it included electronic transmission of election results, many right-thinking Nigerians expressed their endorsement, because it seemed that the country's political elite was about to remedy the ignoble leadership recruitment process, which has held this country down for a very long time. Now, towards the end of last week, President Muhammadu Buhari was reported to have thrown the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, which the National Assembly had transmitted to him with the two provisions, back at the legislators. He would not have anything to do with direct primaries, the reports indicated. Whoever has advised the president, including those ministers plotting to become president in the future, they should know that they have made out Buhari as an unprogressive, power fraud endorsing and transparent democracy rejecting politician. If the president refuses direct primaries and leaves it as business as usual to these politicians, then he would have built and delivered the coffin of the nation's democracy, because succession to his job in 2023 will be done not through democratic process, but by financial bidding, intrigue, and fraud. That will not be a fitting legacy for his efforts. You are watching the Signature Show on AIT. We take another break and return shortly. Stay with us. Now please, watch this video clip by our cameraman. These are revenue thugs employed by a local government in Nasarawa State. And last week, one Obinna with telephone number 0806-588-7854 called in from Onitsha, Anambra State, to complain that revenue thugs had taken over Onitsha again. The thugs forcefully enter vehicles, demobilize vehicles, accost travelers, demanding for their receipt, tax receipt, and when you present your ID card to show that you're a worker who pays as you earn, they ask you for your employment letter. Or they forcefully take you into the office where they extort. We took up this issue, among others, with the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, many of whose members employ these revenue thugs.
Because the local governments do not have enough resources, they seem to be moving in all directions, trying to survive. And one of the very unfortunate directions they seem to be moving in is that businesses, individuals move from one local government and they enter another local government. They are harassed, their goods sometimes destroyed by revenue thugs who tax businesses and individuals again and again and again. I mentioned it in my opening comments. It appears that problem has not been resolved. Has it been resolved?
Yes, it has not been resolved, but effort is being geared towards the resolution. For example, the National Anti-Multiple Taxation Scheme that is being driven by the local government in conjunction with other federal agencies and the state governments of Nigeria is geared towards resolving such illegal activities. For example, illegal bans on those who blocks the road, on roadblocks, by hoodlums, killings, maiming, disruption, harassment that is being faced by those who do haulages of vehicles along Nigerian ways is one of the cardinal principles of the NAM tax project.
By the way, you just said NAM tax.
Yeah.
I've been looking at this ALGON NAM tax and NATIS project.
Yeah.
These are acronyms.
Yeah.
What is NAM tax?
NAM tax, like I've said, is the National Anti-Multiple Taxation Scheme. And the major theme of this is to eradicate illegal roadblocks on our roads and illegal extortions of monies from haulers, traders, marketers, and others that are road users on a daily basis. And we know what they face, the menace that is being faced or they were caused by the hoodlums. We know cases, and we have cases of killings on the road. We have cases of destruction on the road. We have cases of these hoodlums causing accidents on the road. So we have cases where they will have to even detain the motorboy to the driver. So a lot of this we know. We know how many of these checkpoints from Sokoto to Calabar. We know how many of these checkpoints from Kano to Lagos. And we know the extortions that are involved. That is why the ALGON National Executive Council decided unanimously with over 2/3 to say that this project should come so that we can give a stop to all these hoodlum activities on our road. That is what is called the anti-multiple taxation. And one major problem too is that you have operators with several kinds of local government papers, several kinds of state government papers, collecting all forms of fees, levies, and taxes on our roads. We want to harmonize it and have a single motorist document and a single loading and offloading document. Apart from that, we need to establish the loading and offloading points, where whatever legal fees, taxes, levies that needs to be paid are paid. And it is also electronically driven from the first process to the last one. For example, if you make a payment through a POS, point of sales, a point of sales, and owned by bankers, given to our vendors all over the country, just there and then, a receipt is produced with a QR code that the verification application will verify along the road. Nobody is expected, just by Section 2 of our levies and taxes law. Nobody, no organization, not even the relevant tax authority, is expected to be on the road to collect any form of taxes or levy. So you know where these people operate from. Our traders operate from the markets. They operate from the market, from the motor parks. They operate from farm centers. They operate from warehouses. They operate from ports, terminals, etc. So we expect that every accredited tax collector should be at those points to collect tax. Nobody should be on the road. The National Executive Council of ALGON is the highest, one of the apex body of ALGON. They have met severally, obtained submissions from all local governments, headed by all the ALGON chairmen of each of the states, 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, and took a position requesting, based on the challenges that is faced by local government, the closest government to the grassroots level, and decided that with these challenges, there's a need for the Federation to consider increasing the share of the local government of the Federation account. A lot of efforts were made. Presentations also made by the national headquarters of ALGON to the National Assembly, and there too, with information available to us, the federal government has considered increasing the allocation of local government by 3.3%.
That's
Additional, towards what the share is today. We believe that is a step in the right direction, and we continue to engage governments, the other levels of government, the states and the local and the federal government, on considering the challenges faced by the local government and may further give increments. We're not only stopping at that, as just waiting for funds that will be coming from the federal allocation. We're also looking inwards, especially after the COVID period. Every organization has to reorder and re-engineer strategically and position itself in the scheme of things. By doing so, we need to look at enhancing all the constitutional provisions that is given to local government so that the internally generated revenue can be improved upon, and by so implication we will also be able to provide services, the required services for the large populations within the rural and the community levels of all the local governments in Nigeria.
You are watching the Signature Show on AIT. Now, last week, a colleague of mine forwarded to me a May 2021 report by the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, and the Harvard Kennedy School, all of them in the US. And the report, which also a number of other colleagues received, predicted that Nigeria is experiencing all the signs and conditions of a failed state, and that the nation is irretrievably in the throes of its final days as a nation. But this prediction has come again and again. Is it enemy prediction or something Nigeria should be concerned about? This is the subject of our conversation this Sunday. Please stay with us. Dr. You're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you very much for inviting
We can see that I'm holding a paper because of the seriousness attached to this development. That Nigeria is in the final throes of death. And let me repeat what I've said. It is at a point of no return, all showing all the signs of a failed nation. Are you worried? Are you surprised
that's
by
frightening.
this?
That's frightening, especially coming from that group and from those kind of people who are intelligence people, you know. However, when I was researching a bit about this, I saw that a statement was made in 2014 that Nigeria was a failed state as well. And we've managed to hold on to this point. However, things have probably got worse now. So it's very worrisome. And the use, the choice of language is equally very, very frightening when you say point of no return. So when you look at why would they say a country is failed, a country is termed to be weak and failed when it has lost control of its territorial, if you like, integrity, where it can no longer protect its territory, and where the state has actually lost the monopoly of the use of force in maintaining law and order in a country where people, different entities are going around with guns and doing whatever they can. And I think, I'm hoping that the reason why the CFR has put it this way is because you know, they're looking at the indices and they're looking at the occurrences of Boko Haram, you know, banditry, kidnappers, all sorts of elements, including secessionists, yeah, right, around the country. So maybe, now, if that's the case, okay, if that's the case, then I could say, well, yeah, good leadership, strong leadership, a bit of, you know, morphine and storming within the country, we may still be able to retrieve the country. If there's more than is obvious that they have seen and put together, then I'm afraid we'll probably just wait until the requiem mass for the country is sung and said. You know, however, also I want to put it quickly that sometimes, though, I have issues with John Campbell because he has sort of made a lot of heavy weather about Nigeria, and I wonder, why is Nigeria so important to John Campbell in the first place? And you know, because he's written 2 books on Nigeria. You know, I'm sure he's been to other countries as well. I'm hoping that he's interested in Nigeria for altruistic reasons. Maybe he loves the people here or something. I don't know, because I believe that a lot of his writings are about Nigeria, even more than Nigerians are interested in Nigeria is interested. So to that, however, the verdict is damning. I hope we're able to dissect why they have done this.
Let me cite 2 Nigerians. First, let me cite the former Chief Security Advisor of former military head of state, General Abacha, Hamza. He did say in a clip that is also viral that certain interests outside of Nigeria, certain Western interests, are keen on undermining the stability of the country. In fact, they are prepared to work towards a dismemberment. And that it was when Abacha realized this and was working towards it, towards stopping it, that he became an enemy of those forces, among whom were those responsible for his death. Again, only last week, the National Security Advisor, General Mongolo, did say to TVC on tape that there are people who are making capital out of insecurity. And he was particular about kidnapping and banditry, both of which are contributing as indices for this research to come to its conclusion. If the Nigerian establishment is conscious, knows for fact that there are interests external to Nigeria working for the dismemberment of Nigeria, if Nigerian establishment knows for fact there are internal interests making capital out of Nigeria's instability, what have they done and what ought they to do?
Thank you very much. I think I would easily agree with Monguno that there are internal forces and perhaps external forces that are benefiting from this banditry, kidnapping. In fact, the kidnapping thing is a little bit more easier to understand. In many of the cases, apart from highway hijacking and kidnapping, most of the other ones where they come to people's homes, there's always an inside and simple police case. And so all of a sudden, all the armed robbers that used to disturb Nigeria seem to be on leave, and what we're seeing now is they've moved into kidnapping where you can get some good money. And a few of the people that have been caught, you hear, oh, well, we shared 10 million. That's some good money. It's better than robbing a bank, you know, fortunately. So that one is a police issue, which, and usually the police, they know the gangs. Police knows the gang. They have informants everywhere. If the serious case happens and police wants to solve it, they do that. For banditry, is a different dynamics. We're just hearing recently about how, for example, some Bush Fulani people seem to be angry with Nigeria for what reason I don't know. And the rhetoric I've heard from people like Gumi and who else was that? Oh, we need to educate Yakatsai. I was reading something about Yakatsai, an interview from Tanko Yakatsai this morning, that we need to educate these people. We need to use the same kind of strategy that Yaradua used for the Niger Delta. However, when you look at the two together, these guys are not Niger Delta people. Niger Delta boys did not just go to villages of Niger Delta to kill 40, 50 people, children, and burn down the place. What's going on? So they know more. The Yakasais and the Gumis and this other guy that was NHIS DG, these guys know more. And there's a bit of history that the rest of us have to learn. Okay, so history is very important. You look at the place like Sokoto, Katsina, there was a bit of slave trading that happened around then. There may be fallouts historically that we're not aware of. Why Fulanis from West Africa into North Africa, into Sudan, will come to Nigeria to disturb us, to kill our people, to make incursions all through Nigeria. They're not going to Ghana in the same way. They're not going to Cameroon the same way. They're not going to Togo or Benin Republic the same way to disturb them. These countries I've mentioned, Ghana, Benin, Togo, were carved out in the same way as Nigeria was carved out from north to south. Okay, they have Fulanis in their north and Hausas in their north. And then you come down, you have other tribes, like we have Yorubas and Igbos. You know, so the same thing. So why are they disturbing them? What do we owe them? So now that's as far as kidnapping and banditry is concerned. So I agree with Monguno that you know, people are benefiting. I think the kidnapping thing is a huge racket. The sponsors, when they catch some of the perpetrators, you see them looking very scroungy and all of that. As pertains to Boko Haram, I want to believe that, of course, when they catch some of them, you see how scroungy and underfed they look. I think some mind control drugs are involved that people can take and then go and kill as many people as possible. I think there may be a population decimation agenda somewhere there. And I don't know how it's been driven. I've seen where these guys line people up by the pit and just slice people's necks and throw them away and so on. So that's that. However, I don't quite agree with Mustafa. I could have maybe some years back, but not anymore. Because every theory and thesis is subject to test. And time is a good way of testing these theses. Now, so if you say that the U.S. wants to destroy Nigeria or Western since Abacha died in 1998, and up to now they can't do it, then that means you should look elsewhere. That means that whatever plot it is actually not quite efficient because the country is still together. If they've taken such a long view of the strategy and it's seeming like, it's so gradual. The United States or the Western countries I know, they don't do things gradually. They move with precision. When they want to take you out, they take you out. If they could actually cause wars in this country and make us go against each other, they would have. So that theory for me will no longer serve.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan said that the 2014 National Conference, part of its aim was to address those factors that were tending towards a divided Nigeria and a likely failing Nigeria. Is Buhari wise to allow that document that could provide some answers to the very reasons why the world is saying we are collapsing? Is he wise to have left it there? Or should he look at it again?
Unfortunately, if you psychoanalyze General Buhari, you probably will see that he's a bit disdainful as a human being, and some of this thing is what translates, as a leader, you can't be a good leader when you're disdainful. However, it is said that, passion is the sin of youth, pride is the sin of middle age, and prejudice is the sin of old age, all right? At his age, being an old person, he's quite prejudiced, and so he came around judging Jonathan, and when they asked him about that report, he said, well, he's not even going to look at it. Why wouldn't you? So if you sincerely wanted a country that was united and you wanted to take that country from point A to point B positively, every information that you could use, you should use. And that's what I said. But they came with the idea that they were superstars. He came having an idea that he was a superstar. He could do it alone. He doesn't need anybody. He put everybody down. And that's the results we're getting today. Because yes, it is true that people were agitating like we usually do in Nigeria. We would always agitate, and of course they formed that conference. Of course I have my issues with the conference, especially the fact that if you look at our conferences in this country, the same elements have been going there since 1969, except they are dead. So some people have actually positioned themselves as permanent conference attendants for Nigeria, constitutional conference attendants for Nigeria. The dynamism that needed to be seen wasn't very much. Of course, people will also complain that, oh, well, how can you have a conference where you have a sitting National Assembly which should make the laws? But at least Jonathan tried to get people to speak, and people actually spoke and aired their views about things and what have you. So, yes, Buhari ought to have used it. There will always be content. Now, so if you're running a government based on just your superstardom, or you want to run a government based on, if you like, intellectualism, using knowledge, then you would understand that you have to first of all have humility, knowing that the knowledge that you need may not certainly come from you. Yes, you have to get it elsewhere. So when people sit down, and we had some very top people in that conference, when they sit down for long and do all that work and put those kind of materials together, there certainly will be something that can be used. I also blame Jonathan, okay? I also blame him because he could have actioned some.
Indeed, he should have.
I don't know why. See, that's it. When people think, the thing about running for and being a president anywhere, and especially in this country, is people don't understand. You have to be dead to yourself. You have to forget about your own ego and all of that. You have to know that you have a country to rescue, all right? The first thing you do, of course, I have this theory that, look, nobody can be president of Nigeria without the say-so of the Western nations, who are always the big brother watching everywhere. Now they seem to be panicking over China all over the place, going around trying to demarket China and all that stuff. I believe that those guys are very powerful, but you have to know that when you're running for president in this country, You signed your own death warrant, whatever it takes, but you have to jump into it. If it's 6 months or 1 year you spend doing it, this country needs saving. For as long as we don't find a leader that can actually unite the country and do things that are beyond politics and beyond themselves to bring the country together, we're going to have this, centrifugal force of unraveling, why, and this is why these guys have written that Nigeria is beyond the point of no return.
Dr. Thank you very much for being thoughtful for this country.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Let's keep talking. Let's keep conversing. It never ends. Good afternoon. Well, this is the signature show on AIT. Next is our thank you. Now, on March the 17th, 1936, in the riverine community of Atani, a town in today's Anambra State, a baby boy was born to the line of singers and dancers, the Osadebes. The boy was named Osita Adima and was subsequently christened with the name Stephen. Stephen Osita Adima redeemed the trade and tradition of his family to become Nigeria's best established high life music composer and performer. From Lagos, where he played with the Empire Rhythm Orchestra led by Isi Arinze, to the days in the 60s with the Stephen Amachi Band and the Central Band, all in Lagos, Stephen Osita Adima Osadebe became a rolling stone that was gathering moss. By May 11, 2007, when he passed away, Osita Osadebe had become the symbol of fine high life music in Nigeria and recorded over 700 albums, including that monster called Osondi Owendi.
Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi. Ike Solomon Salo Chimono Owendi, Enke Salina Salo Chimono Owendi, Ebebi Pandankono Osondi Owendi, Eduke Imano Osondi, Eduke Konyo Sadukwaseno Osondi Owendi, Kona Soika Kasukonyo Samo Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Ekuto Sinake Mali Owendi, Onye Buchukwu Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Makane Kwukwu Nonu Osondi Owendi, Nebo Bi Mwada Fusinanya Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi, Osondi Owendi.
enough for creating so much fun and happiness and giving meaning and value to life in Nigeria. We say thank you to Chief Stephen Osita Osadebe. And that's our program for this Sunday. But please stay with us for Corruption Story, which follows immediately. My name, Mwabose Njoku. Good afternoon.
My people, una welcome to another Sunday afternoon where we dey chook eye put for matter wey concern corruption for Nigeria. This your Sunday program on corruption matter na Corruption Story, and my name na Marvelous Oboman. Una welcome o. Last Sunday, we bring una wetin we do for Mpape when we carry talk your own make I talk my own to join country people for Mpape in Abuja. You see how wetin good and wetin bad. One man wey show say good things good na who we dey call Ayuba Yusuf. Corruption Story honor Ayuba Yusuf for the Mpape talk your own and I talk my own. But wetin make Corruption Story come honor Ayuba Yusuf na the story wey we carry come today. Abeg, make you try wait for us. We dey come quick.
This na Corruption Story.
At a time where many Nigerians are facing so much hardship, one would think that the average Nigerian would jump at the sight of free money. Today in Kaduna, we are going to tell you the story of Ayuba, a keke rider in the Ikowo area of Kaduna State, who returned a huge sum of money forgotten in his keke by a passenger. He didn't have to, but he did. Join us.
To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Every day, Ayuba Yusuf, wey be keke driver for Kaduna, go wake up, begin the hustle. Ayuba wey get diploma in public administration from the Staff Department Center Kaduna, get 4 children. And every day, Ayuba dey make about 5,000 naira. He go pay 2,000 naira to the company wey get the keke, come take like 1,500 naira buy fuel. And him own money for that day na 1,500 naira only. One day, Ayuba go work and one passenger come forget one bag inside him keke. When Ayuba open the bag, oga, hey, na some clothes wey dem take cover bundles upon bundles of big money for a man with a wife and 4 children, and wey dey make only just 1,500 naira per day. Na him be say, chai, God don answer him prayer and bless him with money wey no be him own. But wait o, wetin Ayuba come do as him see this money for him keke?
The time where I see the money inside the keke, I says, who do this money? So I could remember, I said, there's one woman which she enter my keke around 6:30. in the evening. I didn't see that until I reached the place where they parked the keke. I just turned back, I just see the bag. I said, who forgot this bag? I said, okay, this one when I carry from Kawo to Karachi. Maybe she's done that, I call return this bag. I just carried the bag to my house. I kept it. When I finish eating my food, I said, let me just open the bag to see what is inside. I'm just opening it like this. When I open it, I'm just seeing clothes. I just started to remove the clothes. I just remove one cloth and open it. When I open the clothes, inside the clothes, I just see money like this. I said, I saw this much is one that I forgot this morning. I called my wife. I saw my wife, one woman forgot her clothes and her money. Am I going to remove it inside to see what is going inside? See, I just put it and close it, pack it. When you hear any announcement or you go to the radio station, that Liberty where they hear, you make report from them. I say, okay, just pack it. I tell my wife, okay, Karam, pack it and keep it aside. We just keep the bag, getting to 2 days or 3. I tell her, say, anytime when you hear from radio, because my wife used to listen to radio at all the time. If you have any harassment, somebody lose his bag, and those cosmetic, those people that woman that using this thing, tell me, I will just return it back. I'm here myself that time. She just called me, say, I'm just in an announcement inside the Liberty. Say one woman lose her bag, we forgot her bag and some items and money inside. I said, okay, so no problem. Let me come back. Immediately when I come back, I said, okay, in the morning, I'll go to Liberty. So before I go there myself, I just find the one number. Inside, nothing inside where you go to recognize person say remove this one. No phone number, nothing inside. I said, okay, let me carry the bag. I carry the bag, go to Liberty. Liberty Radio, Kaduna here. Just tell them, say, my wife here announcement that somebody forgot her bag inside KK. Please give me the number of the woman. They give me the number. Before I give her the number myself, I tell them, say, call the woman first. Or they call her. They give the woman my number. I tell her, say, make she call me. I will talk to her whether she's the one that forgot the distance. So she called me. She said, Malam, I'm the one who climbed your keke almost 3 days ago. I forgot my bag. I tell her, say, okay, your bag is here. But meet me in Liberty Radio. Because I heard the announcement inside the radio. My wife told me. So I call her, we meet in the Liberty Radio. Immediately when you saw me, you just put a member. I said, how you go do her without seeing anything where they inside the bag? She said, I know, so when I see you, I know, so everything, nothing you will touch inside the bag. I said, okay, open the bag.
As some people, they advise Ayuba, make him take the money better in life, because Allah no go come from up, come dash am money. And because now so Allah they take bless person, Ayuba mind no come dey normal again. Inside him mind, in the reason say, how Allah go take wetin no be him own, come take bless am. What of the owner wey go dey cry?
At that time when I bring the bag, I just carry the bag, come here, this bus stop, I just open it. I show some of my colleagues here, say this morning, this bag and money, one woman forget it, but I will return the bag and the money to her. So when I say that's very good. So when I say, you be how? Then I say, how I go get this money and return it? I can't return this money. Some people are just this kind of talk. Some that say it's good, some that say no, don't return it. Go and hold it. See how you are hustling. You didn't get anything. You didn't. How much are you getting in the month? Look at this money, plenty money. How you go return her? Did you know the woman? Say, I don't know her, but God know her. I will not chop that money in any amount that is inside. I will must return it back. I just carry and put that inside. I don't show them. Say we are not the same. You know, so if somebody get that one, he cannot return it. You just keep it aside. I just carry them go.
Ayuba carry the money go house, can't go tell him wife. But waiting him wife can't do.
Da ya kawo kuɗin ya nuna mana ceto. Bari mu saurari rediyo mu ji in Allah ya sa an samu masu shi a kai masa abinsu. Ya ce to shi kenan. Aka samu kuma aka kai masa abinsu, to kuma ina jin daɗi da wannan abin da ya faru. Na ji daɗi saboda kullum ina zama mai gaskiya a cikin al'amuran shi na komai na rayuwar duniya. Abinda zan ji kenan tunda ya maida shi gun hannun da mai shi, ba abin da zan ci sai dan ce na gode alsaka da alkhairi abin da yi na alkhairi. Saboda mutum ya zama mai gaskiya a koda yaushe shine cikakken mutum kenan. kuma yana alfahari da shi saboda shi mai gaskiya ne. Ko me ya faru da shi ina nuna mishi kuma yana ɗaukar shawarata.
Nahimo, after some days, the woman wey get the money go radio station come say she leave her bag for inside keke with money. Sharp sharp, Ayuba carry the bag and the money go the radio station. The woman wey get the money no even gree to count the money. She say for Ayuba to get the mind return the bag and the money, him no fit tamper with the money.
I'm just seeing money, whether there is money inside or down, I don't know. I'm just seeing money, bundle like this. I just pack it and give her our money. When we finish like that, she called me. She said, okay, let me give you something. She said, I don't want anything. I'm just bringing this one for you because of God. I'm just doing this one because of God. So no, until I give you money. They say, I don't want. Yes, they do. Even my tire at that time, I said, you get patch. And I don't get cover myself. And I didn't see the money. So she bring 10,000 for me. I said 10,000 is too much. Carry your money. She said I must collect it. I said okay, as you say must, let me take 4,000. I take 4,000 inside that 10,000. I said let me give the people. That's my guardian. The gardener made the share the 6,000. 4,000 is okay for me. Carry your money.
But this Ayuba wey would they talk so? Which kind of person in be self?
But Ayuba, what Ayuba have do? So even me surprise me, no surprise me, because Ayuba, since Ayuba is young, if Ayuba carry something on the ground, Ayuba will find the original owner to give it to him. I know Ayuba for more than 20 years now. This thing Ayuba do is good. People that are saying they are not good, that people they are corrupt. Even if you know they are not corrupt, how can you do better things? People say you didn't do better things. Ayuba have done better things now for this thing, for this matter.
They are saying good things about it. Like he's a very honest person. So many things like this. Good things. I'm really happy. And I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. So many people talk about what he did to the public. And they want to come too close to my friends. What I want to tell them is that they should always be honest and do good to people.
Na san ka mutum ne mai hakuri haka, mun ba ruwan kare da kullum mutane haka kuma mutum ne na kirki haka. Ina sa ran zan yi fatan in yi kamar yadda zan so in yi kamar yadda kai haka, ni ma ne mai abin nan ba yi da masa.
Despite the company organization, we train our driver and we always ask them to be honest. So what belongs to you belongs to you. What belongs to other is to other. Because if you don't do the right thing, righteousness, you may have problem here before after.
Eto abin da kai tsakani ga Allah ya ba kowa mutane mamaki kuma an yaba maka 100 kan 100 don saboda ba mu halukin da zai iya tsunta wa'annan kuɗi ya iya ba da su don saboda wani koda ba a mutu ne ga mai kuɗin ba zai iya badawa ba dan ba kuma kananan kuɗi bane wanda kuma cewar ba a san shi ba mai kuɗin nan bai san shi ba bai san inda ya hau keken nan ba kawai ya dai manta ya je ya sauka ya tafiya ta ya bar kuɗin aka je yana cigiya a gidan rediyo ya ji kuma wanda yake cigiya nan har ya je ya bada wa'annan kuɗi aka duba aka ce ba abin da yake so ce a'a shi ba wannan bane yayi dan Allah ne.
Na him make on Thursday November 18 when corruption tori carry talk your own make I talk my own go Mpape. The program honored Ayuba Yusuf because I poor no mean say I no fit say no to corruption.
Someone left money. Ayuba, how much did they leave in your keke? More than 1 million naira. And they had lost the money. But Ayuba found them and returned that money, every couple of that money to them.
To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited.
Is a corruption theory.
Abeg, make una clap for Ayuba Yusuf and make una also clap for corruption tori o. We go find Ayuba Yusuf because true good thing good. Now here we go match break for corruption tori for this Sunday. Next week, we go bring una another person wey say na poor I poor. Lie I no go put hand for corruption or I no go thief. Until then, make I tell una bye bye. My name na Marvelous Oboman. Good afternoon this Sunday.